Is that what he said?
Did you say bonkers?
He just said bonkers. He said bonkers.
What's up?
Hey y'all.
Hi.
What's up?
It's good to see you.
This is wild.
Do you Zoom often?
I think so. Oh yeah, I think I used Zoom like once before this pandemic.
Has Zoom become like a verb, like, you know, Google? Like, I'm gonna Google it, like,
Yes.
I'll Zoom you.
yeah, I'll Zoom you.
Yeah.
Zoom you.
Zoom, yeah. All right, are we ready? All right, here we go.
Hey guys, my name's Allegra Hangen. I am a multimedia, multidisciplinary artist. I do a lot of installations and photo and video installations as well. And yeah, we're in my studio. Okay, so I also kind of like staged things, and which is actually helping me a lot to like figure out what is happening, what I'm doing. So in my studio, it's really great because I have this whole area here that I can use as like installation space. And for a while I was using it with like a projector and just playing around with video projection. But I'm kind of playing around with like these materials and seeing what happens when I put them next to each other. And so I'm really digging this area here that allows me to like pretend that I have an actual, not gallery space, but staging area. I don't know.
Going back to your wall where you do installation, how often are you rearranging things to see how they look together?
Yeah, it's kind of constantly changing, which ends up being something that like think I'm working with my actual art, is pieces changing by themselves. This is a piece of fabric dipped in plaster, and then I put cyanotype sensitizer on it to kind of like paint it that way. And actually, because it's next to the window, it's constantly changing blues. So like once I washed it, it became this really dark blue. And then when I took it out of the wash, it looked like it had lost all of its color and it kind of just turned back to white. And now that it's sitting in the window, it's like continuously turning this like gray blue, and then I'll wash it again and it becomes blue again like a couple days later. So playing with these materials too, it's like really becoming like this time process that I've never really worked in before.
Your work, at least to my eye, like digital video work, things that are more synthetic, it does have this kind of like organic feeling where it's basically like evolved in a natural way. So I guess the question maybe is something about the way that the textures come together in your work, maybe even across mediums, you know, like video and sound mediums, and then physical things like you just showed us.
Texture's always been really important for me, and that's actually how I started working with video. Was while I was studying photo and started making these moving pictures, and it was basically just like a fixed camera with things passing in front of the lens, and it was mainly textures, right? Like leaves rustling in the wind or water rippling, but texture has always been super, super important to me. And now that I'm actually working with three-dimensional material, it turns out that's still a thing that I'm really interested in.
I also really liked how earlier you were referring to the process of work as play. With working with materials, like how much of that feels like play to you, and like what kind of discoveries do you feel like you've made through play?
When I come into my studio, I don't normally have a plan. I mean, I have things that like I want to get done or experiment with, but I'm kind of just like seeing things in the space and then kind of grabbing two or three things and somehow like putting them together and seeing what comes of that. I don't see it so much like a game, but it's kind of following a certain formula or structure that's very open-ended. It's kind of like the parameters of a game. Like I just bought myself a black and white laser printer, and I have been printing the same photograph over and over on the same piece of paper. So I think I printed this maybe like 7 or 8 times. And so the powder is starting to sort of build up and fall off the image. So even though I'm like adding a lot of things, it's somehow erasing the image at the same time, right?
What's the image of?
It is of the Trans-Mississippi Exposition that happened like right down the street here in North Omaha in 1898. And this is the original. This is just printed once. So like you really can't see any of the buildings. And then once you start printing over the same image, it starts coming out. You can find a lot of pictures of it online and through the Durham.
Can we talk about David Lynch or maybe anyone else that's an influence on your work?
You can always talk about David Lynch. I love thrifting. I found this 16mm film and I was looking through it at the thrift store and I saw this phrase. It says, "Owl eyes see everything." And I read it and I'm like, wait, this is so Lynchian. Who finds this reel that says "Owl eyes see everything"? Felt like some kind of divine Lynch message.
Thank you so much. That was awesome.
Thank you guys.
Should we all turn our microphones on and clap?
Yeah. Felix too.
Sounds like over here. Hey, guys.
Just gonna be crying and clapping.
Oh.
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 Thank you so much, Allegra. This was awesome.
It was really good to see you.
It was great seeing you guys.
Great chat.
Thank you, Jacqueline, Kat, and Patrick.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Later.
Thanks to you, Dan. Okay, I'm gonna stop recording.